Hello everyone, hope you're doing good.
John Spalding here, day 3 of ADVENTUBE.
Hey there guys and welcome in another video. So the question of today is...
What is my biggest achievement to date?
Whoa.
My biggest achievement to date would have to be going back to school and graduating from the University of Washington with bachelor degrees in political science and journalism. I did that, to do better for myself. Hopefully it will lead to other doors opening that then again lead to the next biggest achievement that'll be even bigger. So, it's a stepping stone, but it wasn't an easy one. And so it is my biggest achievement, graduating and trying to do better for myself and for my family. Short and sweet.
It's a difficult one because for me, when I think about achieving things, it's like more real big things, like getting a really good job, or I don't know, getting a big house, and maybe winning things.
My biggest achievement is my first job. It may sound very usual, but for me, it is really a big achievement because I have a rough and humiliating past from very young age. So in this journey, I'm alone and only my family stood with me. And I faced lot of discouragements, and some say that you don't even going to clear your matrix. But when I got the HR personal job, then it was an answer for all those people who thought that their words going to demotivate me.
So rewarding so far to be a part of this project. So thanks Team Humble, Phil, for putting it together. Really appreciative. Today's question, what's been my biggest accomplishment so far, was difficult. I'll be honest, when I was first posed with the question, I didn't want to answer it. Really, because I do have aspirations of achieving a lot more, and I haven't gotten to where I wanted to be yet. So I didn't want to answer it. But then I had to reflect on the question and read it a couple times and think about how I was going to respond. And I would say the project work that I've done with S&G Endeavors and having my own, it's not my own, it's a consultancy partnership, and been able to work on some really cool projects as a part of that. Learning, whether it's putting together and taking, data and turning it into reports for client feedback. I was part of a project for a digital first principles of management textbook that never got published, but I was part of it. I learned a lot there. It was great to learn. Helping organizations create strategic plans is fascinating. We use a dialogue-based process to make that happen. So it's really cool when you have a lot of people all in the same room and having good conversations around how to move an organization or a company forward.
It's quite a tough question. I mean, I've never really thought of myself as being a person who's achieved much. I mean, I'm used to probably looking kind of down on myself. I'm not really probably valuing things I'm doing. I'm always thinking, like the things that you're doing, like you're not any special and any more special than any other person. So it's quite a tough one if I have to think of something important or something good or something valuable I've done.
Kind of a hard question to pinpoint one achievement that I really thought that's defined my life. I guess now kind of finishing off my MBA, that's kind of a really big personal achievement of mine. And anything to do with study, I've never been a great person at education. I've been alright, but I definitely pursued this MBA because I had an interest in business, and it's kind of paid off with all the hard work. I'm gonna get I think a 3.93 GPA out of 4, which is if you know the UK system, it's like a first distinction. Especially since my last degree, my first degree, my my BA, that was a 2-1, just barely. So I'm kind of happy that I'm now kind of going down the right route. But just generally, like achievements in life, I think there are small achievements in life that happen that make who I am today, which is my biggest achievement, is being who I am today. A good brother, son, boyfriend, hopefully, to my girlfriend.
I wanted to take everybody here to this beautiful park because this park has a little bit to do with that. About 3 years ago, I kind of made a really big decision to kind of turn my life in a completely different direction than what I thought it was going to be. I left a relationship that was not good for me at all. I know that that's not a accomplishment in the sense of career or a project or a deliverable that I have for you today, but for me that was a big deal.
And I think we all have different things that are important to us to achieve. I think the end goal, yeah, of course, is to achieve, having a better life. But in terms of what I'm proud of achieving, I think there's probably two sides to this, but it's all around the same kind of thing. I think for me, it's mentally, because I was born with Asperger's syndrome, a type of autism. It's not like full-blown autism, but it's like a minor type of it, which entails struggling socially and not liking change, and that kind of links to my mental health side, because people with autism usually do have OCD. It's kind of like an obsessive condition. I've also got a sister with autism as well, has a different type, but it's quite strange how it can affect you in a different way. But for my achievement would be that I've been able to. You can't get rid of it, but I've been able to kind of not let it control me, and I think that's probably my biggest achievement, that I've not let it control me.
I'm also proud of my accomplishments in media. It's really been a learning process, since that's not any, like social media or filmmaking or live streaming isn't anything that I went to school for. I've talked about it with my wife several times. I said, probably should have gone a different path when I was younger. And it might be a little bit easier for where I am today, but I wouldn't change any of it for anything.
Yeah, that's a difficult question.
I gave it some thoughts before I started recording, and I realized the biggest achievement to myself and to my mind that I've done is quitting my 9 to 5 and starting a life as a digital nomad. So basically quitting my job, saving some money and starting to travel and trying to make money online, either is with e-commerce or freelancing or photos and videos and the movies that we make. But that decision took some time for us. Actually, no, we just did it. But in a way that, it's I do think it's quite brave to do that, just to, quit your job and be like, what the heck? I mean, why do I need it? Let's just, pack a bag and just try this thing. Let's start something completely new and completely different.
One, talking about something that you can achieve in a materialistic way. That would be my bike, my motorcycle, as you say. I have a Yamaha R15, which is a sports bike. It's not the most expensive vehicle in the market, but it was something that I really wanted to buy, and I put together money, and the sense of achievement that I've had when I bought it with my own money was something that I've never achieved. It was something that I've never felt doing something else or buying something else. You get the most expensive phone, you get the most, well, I don't have the most expensive car, but I do have a car, and which is right there, but however, owning this bike, however, gave me that sense of having really achieved something, mostly because 100% of the money that went into buying the motorcycle came in from me, and I just don't know, it was something that I really wanted, and I really wanted to get, and then one day, I went out and purchased it. So that gave me a sense of achievement, which I think spending money elsewhere, a lot of other places wouldn't and couldn't have given me and hasn't given me so far. So that's the one bit that I want to talk. If I wanted to say something, that's one bit that I would say.
I can think of like memories of different things that have happened in my past, and when I was younger, winning sports tournaments with my school. I mean, I remember back in 2006 there was this kind of international tournament, because I think it was Germany hosting the World Cup. So the German school in Italy, in Rome, hosted the tournament for all the international schools to come and play, all the international schools in Rome to play at their school. And we went to the tournament and we did really well. We got to the final. I played in goal. I play in goal and five-a-side football. And we were winning 1-0 with like a couple minutes to go, and then they get a last-minute penalty. The team, I think it was an Italian school, and I was in goal, and it was either me or the attacker, and I saved the penalty, and that was literally the last action of the game. And that memory always comes back to me quite often, and I think that's probably a big personal achievement of mine, like being able to kind of stand out and then do something good for the team and for the school. Everyone was super happy.
I would say I'm in a little bit of a state of flux with things and projects and things like that, but I'm glad that I'm doing this to help me get my thoughts straight and stay grounded.
It took a lot of courage and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of self-honesty, which I explored a lot in this very park. I used to come and walk here when I was kind of losing my head a little bit and just come back to nature. To kind of take a direction in your life and all the momentum behind it and all of the time and all of the energy invested behind it, and bring it to a complete full stop and change directions it's not an easy thing to do.
So I do think that that's our biggest achievement, and probably because people also really often say well, guys, you're crazy, and I love it. I love it. It makes me feel that I'm in a way at least a little bit different and gonna be doing something that's valuable.
Just do videos used to be incredibly difficult because it's kind of hard to explain. It's just a feeling of just not really wanting to do things social, and then joint with that would also be not quite overcoming. I'm still going through a mental health recovery, but actually managing to deal with the crisis that I had a few years ago, and being able to get through that, being strong enough to get through that.
It's all about our mindset. If we have strong mindset, then no words can demotivate us in life.
The second perspective to it is something that makes you really proud, or something that makes you think, makes you feel very happy. I think, and I wouldn't term it per se as an achievement, but what makes me really proud otherwise is my 2-year-old son. He's an absolute joy to be with, and my days are super fun with him.
So I would say my biggest achievement today is being a father to an incredibly smart, healthy, bright, young girl, daughter, because when I really strip back everything else, it's probably the biggest achievement. I know that sounds weird to say, but I feel like being a father, it just changes you in so many different weird and wonderful, responsible ways. I think I would probably be half of the person that I am today if I didn't have my daughter in my life. So I think that's the biggest one, right? That's the biggest achievement today, is being a father. I feel her unconditional love that she's given me has made me a better person.
Yeah, that would be the second bit, which I would have to say it makes me really proud of. If I look back at my life, these two things are the things that I'm most proud of, and hope to see you in the next video.
Of course, it wasn't just me. It was family, friends that helped me get through it, but I think it's a combination of getting through my mental health, and also overcoming quite well the difficulties that autism can give you. So yeah, I would say that's what I'm most proud of, and that's my biggest achievement, I think.
And I'm glad that I did it. But I think it took a lot of it took a lot of strength. Oh, hey. It took a lot. And that's probably something that, I'll share more as time goes on. But I lost every friend that I had. Things with my family were definitely hard and tough for a while. I think things are better now. Things financially were hard. Things in my head, in terms of anxiety and depression, it's been a road. But if we're not going to do the things that are best for us, and we're not going to ask ourselves first what we need and what we want, then what are we doing?
But there's more achievements to be made in life, and I'm sure if I revisit this question in a couple years' time, maybe a biggest achievement would be getting married, having kids. I think those will be like the standpoints. They're always something kind of personally attached to you, and hopefully affect others in a big way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more. I don't know if this is going a little bit long, but I'm going to add that another personal achievement of mine is going out and volunteering for, not only for myself, but for other people. When I was living in London, every Saturday morning would go to Stepney Green City Farm and help out with cleaning up the animal poo and feeding them and doing some mending work. Just because it was something different from my daily grind that I would do Monday to Friday, and I just wanted to get into a new environment. And that's what I did for myself, and I helped out the animals as well and the community that provided for the animals. And also I went to Africa for 3 months and helped out with football coaching, volunteering, and I was in a remote town in Mozambique, and then I went to South Africa as well. So that was quite rewarding, and I think that's quite a big achievement, just being able to give back to people that really need it and need your time.
I'm transformed into more deep thought oriented. I can feel my depths of inner self. And in my opinion, this is biggest achievement, where you can find yourself not in the outer world, but more into inner world.
I know that I have a finite amount of time on this earth, and I need to be accountable to myself for how I spend that time, and for the things that I go after, and the things that I pursue, and the things that that make me happy. And I don't think I ever asked myself that before. So I think a lot of the decisions, pretty much all of the decisions I had made in my life up to that point, were running away from other things and saying no to other things and saying, no, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want this. But I don't think I ever stopped and said, well, what do you want, stupid? So I think having the courage to actually ask myself what that was, because it had never occurred to me, I'm proud of that. 4 minutes? I'm sorry. And I know you know what I mean, Team Humble, so hopefully you can make this coherent. Yeah, I would say that's my biggest accomplishment. I'm proud of myself.
But yeah, that's that.
So yeah, I think that's it for today, really. Look forward to the next question.
And I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Spread love and spread kindness. Stay blessed.